Hello everyone, this is Shraddha from grade 12th Commerce. Here today I'm gonna tell you the summary of the story The Enemy by Paul S. Buck, also known as by her Chinese name Sai Jinju, who is a legendary figure in American literature. Though American by birth, she spent much of her childhood and youth in China. Her upbringing in China gave her the egalitarian perspective, which was mostly at odds with the thinking of the American at the time. Buck is best known for her novel The Good Earth. Her other famous works include Sons, A House Divided, and Dragon Seed, and many other. Her short story, The Enemy, set in Japan at the time of the Second World War, which tells about a life incident of Japanese doctor Sadao Hoki and his wife. The story opens at the Sadao's house, which was built on a spot of the Japanese coast. His education was his father's chief concern. That's why at the age of 22 he had been sent to America to learn about surgery and medicine. He had came back at 30 and before his father died and seen Sadao as a highly successful Japanese surgeon and also a scientist, with a Japanese girl named Hana, whom he met there and married her in Japan after the approval of Sadao's father and settled down comfortably. One night into his uneventful life, from their veranda they saw something black coming out of the mist. It was a man being violently flung to the beach by a wave. Sadao rushed down the steps and behind him Hana came, her white sleeves flying, to help, afraid that he might be a fisherman in trouble. As they turned him over, however, they realized that he was not a Japanese man but was an American from US Navy, a prisoner of war who had escaped. Sadao saw that man had a gun wound and bleeding. His surgery's hand seemed to automatically work to stop the bleeding. Hana asked to put him back into the sea as it would be the easy way out, as they may get in trouble for sheltering an American, but if they handed him to the police, he would eventually die. That's why Sadao hesitated again, but since he is wounded, neither Sadao nor Hana had the heart to hand him over. They carried the man into their house. After putting the man into an empty room, Sadao took a closer look and realized that man needed to be operated on. But again they were hesitating. Why operate and save a white man, their enemy? After that they decided to clean him first, so Sadao left first and Hana then ordered a servant, Yumi, to wash the man, but she refused to wash a white man. As Hana ends up cleaning the man, Sadao returned carrying in a surgery's emergency bag. With Hana's help, he successfully removed the bullet from the man's back. This man will live in spite of all, Sadao said to Hana and sighed. The man gained consciousness and frightened when he realized that he was in a Japanese home, but Hana allayed fears. After few days, Sadao and Hana nursed the man but were still cold towards him. Dr. Sadao saw that the soldier was getting well and absolutely alright. After 7 days, servants left the house in protest. Hana and Sadao bore this stoically. That same day, Sadao, summoned by old army General who was ill, Sadao told the whole story to General, and General could not allow Sadao, the best surgeon in Japan, to be arrested as he only believed him. That's why General promised to send assassins to kill the white man and remove the body for him too. Sadao agreed for Hana's sake. He waited for 3 nights, but no one came. Then finally on 4th day, Sadao decides to send him off by his boat to the little island not so far from the coast, as he don't want to take any further risk. So asked the man, who was very gay and had regained his full strength, to take his boat and row to a little island not far from the coast. From there, you could escape on a Korean fishing boat. In perfect comprehension, the young man simply said, "Okay." Sadao had hesitated a good deal about giving the man a flashlight, but he gave it to him after all. The man was now dressed in Japanese clothes and he left that very night and was never seen. A week later, the old journal recovered from a surgery. Sadao informed him that the prisoner had escaped. Journal confessed that he forgot his promise to send assassins. Afraid of being suspected of treason, he pleaded with Sadao to keep the lapse a secret. Sadao agreed happily. That night he stood for a moment on the veranda, gazing out to the sea from where that man came that night. And many faces comes into his mind of the Americans that he met in America. He had hated bearing the Americans' prejudice. He could not feel thankful even to his American landlady who had taken care of him when he had influenza. Now he remembered the young soldier's face, white and repulsive. So here the story ends. Thank you everyone for listening to me till now.